Hi girls, gays, and theys. My name is Jess, and welcome back to my channel, Books Past Bedtime. I'm a little stuffy, excuse my voice, but today I wanted to start a reading vlog where a spinner wheel picks how long I read for. So I've seen people do this a couple different ways. A lot of people do it where like they do a weekly reading vlog and they use a spinner wheel to pick how many hours they read each day of the week. But I'm gonna do it how Bella over at Throne of Pages did it and just use like one spinner wheel, read for that amount of time, and then the vlog ends, you know? Because I'm not very good at doing weekly reading vlogs because my life is kind of crazy, but I have a spinner wheel here. It goes from 1 to 24. Hopefully I don't just get like 1 or 2 hours because that wouldn't be very fun. But also I kind of hope I don't get 24 or like 23 like Bella got, because then we'll be here forever. So we'll see. Every time I've imagined filming this and doing the spinner wheel, I've like gotten 10 in my head, 10 hours, which I feel like would be ideal. So I don't know if I'm like manifesting that or what. I guess let's just spin it and see what happens. All right, here we go. I'm nervous. You've gotta be kidding me. Oh my god. I can't believe that I actually rolled 23. Is this thing rigged? Like, what the heck? Oh my god. Okay, well, I guess we'll be reading for 23 hours, and we'll see how much I can read in 23 hours. Yay. Alright, so I have my timer set for 23 hours. I can't believe we have to read for 23 hours, but it's okay. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a blast. So the first book that I'm going to start with is Island Time by Georgia Clark. I am currently, I think, a little farther than 260 pages, which is where my bookmark is because I listened to some of the audiobook when I was driving around town yesterday. So I'm not exactly sure what page I'm on, but I think I have about 2 hours left in the audiobook. So this is going to be my first book that I'm going to read in this vlog. So let's get started. Alright, so I was a little farther into Island Time than I was thinking, so I'm actually only an hour and 17 minutes into this challenge, but I have finished my first book. I finished Island Time. Now, I know I didn't tell you what this was about in the first clip, so basically this is like a summer rom-com dramedy kind of situation. So basically it's following these two families, the Kellys and the Lees, and they are going on a vacation together on this island off the coast of Australia. The Kellys and the Lees are connected because their daughters are married, and basically throughout this book we're following every member of the family as they go through their trials and tribulations, which are heightened because just a few days after they arrive on the island, there's this horrible natural disaster, the tsunami, that wipes out all contact with the rest of the world for them for the next 6 weeks. They really get to know each other really well. Their lives are put into perspective, and one of the girls on the island, not in the married relationship, but one of the girl's sister, has a romance with like the caretaker on the island, which is really pretty cute. So overall, this book was just okay. I did like the audiobook. It was giving like Leanne Moriarty, I think, just because it was like an Australian drama following families and family dynamics and weird things. But I do think that Leanne Moriarty does a better job of keeping me engaged and entertained and rooting for the characters, because these characters all kind of sucked, honestly. I think they were like trying to like make a real depiction of people and then still have a happily ever after, but a lot of these characters did things that to me were like unforgivable and so shitty that I was not rooting for them in the end, and I didn't really care about their happily ever after because I was like, you guys are crazy. So yeah, I felt kind of mid about this book, but I'm glad to finally have finished it because I've been reading it literally forever, maybe since like May. So I feel accomplished. And now we still have 22 hours and 43 minutes to read. It's currently like 8:30 p.m. here, so I'm hoping to get a few hours in before I go to sleep. As we talked about in the first clip, I am kind of sick, so honestly, I'm not sure how long I'm going to last, but I'm gonna try and push through a little bit just so I can get some time knocked off the clock. I think my next order of business is going to be finishing the Chandler Legacies, and I think I can definitely finish this before I fall asleep, hopefully. So I'm currently on page 260, 322, I believe. Yeah, 322. So I have 60 pages left. This is YA. There's not a lot of words on each page. So hopefully maybe in like 40-50 minutes I can finish this. Maybe by the time I hit the like 22-hour mark, I will have this finished. So that would be awesome to finish 2 books in the first 2 hours of this challenge. And then I'll have 22 hours left. Still have to read for 22 more hours even though I've already finished 2 books. Okay, we're not going to think about that. We're just going to try and finish this right now. Okay, let's get to it. Right, it's not quite 9:30 and I did finish the Chandler Legacies. I have 21 hours and 4 minutes left, so I did finish this in like 40 minutes or so. It was okay. Ugh, I need to take some NyQuil. I'm dying here. I'm so sorry, but this is probably going to be like a 2.5, 3 star. Like, I feel like it had good things to say, but it didn't like take me to a place where I like felt emotionally connected or invested in the story. This is kind of basically a academia, breakfast club, social justice kind of story. So basically these 5 characters all come from different walks of life, different cliques, but they all go to the same boarding school and are connected by this writing group that they're a part of. And throughout their time together, they become friends and kind of discover the issues that are going on in everyone's lives. They've all been kind of affected in one way or another by the privilege and power at play in this boarding school scenario, and they kind of decide to write about it in order to take it down. So the concept of the story was good. I just had trouble connecting to the characters. It was just written a little bit young. It is YA, and I just didn't feel like it transcended audience. I'm 26, so reading YA is just always going to be a little bit tricky, but I am doing a reading vlog where I read a bunch of books that I own on my shelves, and this is included in that. So if you want to hear more in-depth thoughts, I will direct you to that vlog. This one might be out before that one is, but yeah, I don't know, like maybe 2.5, 3 stars. It was okay. So yeah, the next book that I'm going to dive into is YN by Esther Yee. This book is kind of taking a look at the millennial relationship with fan fiction. YN, if you don't know, refers to your name, which is like a type of self-insert fan fiction. The main character of this story develops an obsession with this K-pop group and starts writing self-insert fan fiction about them. And I think she gets her fan fiction a little bit confused with reality and actually goes to try and form an in real life relationship with one of these boys from this K-pop group that she's obsessed with. It's super short. It is just over 200 pages. I'm probably just going to like get a little bit into it and then go to bed, honestly. So but I do think I'm gonna try and start this tonight. I don't know. I probably won't include a ton of my thoughts on this. I'll just talk about my progress because I am including this in another vlog. It's actually going to be included in my vlog that should be posted. I don't know if it's going to be before or after this one, but I'm reading like the highest and lowest rated books on my TBR, and this is going to be featured in that video. So I am just going to like talk about my progress and not really my thoughts so that they're saved for that video, if that makes sense. But that's the plan. Still have 22 hours to go, so this is going to be fun. We'll see how many days it takes me to complete this. right, last night I did do some reading. I got to page 55 of YN. I think I read for about an hour before I went to sleep. I didn't update you before I went to sleep, but I have 20 hours and 23 minutes left on my timer. So I was editing a video, but I'm gonna sit here and take a break and read for a little bit. So I will turn my timer back on and get to reading. Good morning. It is day 3 of this challenge and I'm not doing so great. I still have 20 hours, 5 minutes and 8 seconds left on my timer, so I need to do a lot of reading. So I figured this morning I have my coffee, I'm all cozy, I'm going to try and get some hours knocked out before I do anything else with my day. So that is the plan. I think that I'm going to start with YN. I'm gonna try and get into like the next chunk where I'm gonna update my other vlog for. So that is about 70 pages, which should take me like an hour. That's the first plan, and then I would actually like to switch over and start The Long Game as well by Rachel Reed. I have that on my iPad. Maybe try and read like 15% of that so I can get a chunk of that done. That might take me another hour. So I think I'm gonna have like a good like 90-minute, 120-minute maybe reading session here to start out my day. So that is the plan. Let's just hop right into it. Hello. All right, in my morning reading session this morning, I did manage to read for 2 hours. So I think I have 18 hours and 6 minutes left on my timer, which was pretty good. That was what I wanted to do. So I did end up reading like almost 90 pages of YN. So I think I have like a little less than 50 left. I'm on page 159 and I think I started at like 76 or 78. So that was good. And then I also started The Long Game by Rachel Reed. I ended up reading 16% of this book, which I think should be about 75 pages. I think this book's like 500. I'm having a good time. I love this one. Both that book and this book are going to be featured in a reading vlog, I think coming out after this vlog, maybe, depending on how quickly I can get through the next 18 hours. So I'm not going to do a lot of thoughts, but just progress update. Yeah, so I have 18 hours left. I don't know how much more I'm going to get in today because I'm going to spend time with my parents and they're going to drive me to the airport. I have a flight today, just home to New Jersey, but it's only 50 minutes, so I might read on it. Actually, I might try and finish this guy, and if I do, I'll track the time. Yeah, but tomorrow, on the other hand, I do have to like pick up my groceries and meal prep for the week, but other than that, I don't have a lot to do. So I'm going to try and read as much as possible tomorrow. I really would like to finish this vlog before I go to work on Sunday. I go to work Sunday afternoon. I have to be there at the airport at 2:30. I need to sleep though because I have to work and I need to do a couple things to prep for work, but I really don't have a lot to do between now and Sunday afternoon. So I really hope that I can get all these hours in and read as much as possible. That's the plan. We'll see what I can do. Hello friends, it has been a little bit since I updated you. I'm very sorry. I have done a bit of reading, not as much as I would have liked. So I think I'm at like 11 hours and 18 minutes to go right now. So I'm about halfway through the challenge. I think I last updated you before I went home on Friday, which has been a while. Today is Monday afternoon. On Friday night, I did manage to finish YN. I thought that was a really weird book. I don't honestly know what I'm gonna rate it, but that was the last bit of reading that I did on Friday. And then on Saturday, what did I do? Saturday, actually, I was on reading sprints with the Roomies Digest, which you probably saw B-roll clips of, and during those sprints, I actually picked up Infamous by Lex Croucher. I had been listening to the audiobook and was almost finished with it. I had about 3 hours left. I listened to it, I think, on 2.25 speed, so it took me a little over, or a little under an hour and a half to finish that book off, so that was awesome. And then for the rest of the sprints, I ended up reading The Long Game by Rachel Reed. I think I ended up reading about 25% of that. I think I started at like 16% and read to like 38%, something like that. I read a good chunk of that, probably for almost an hour and a half. I read that book, and that's just a male-male hockey romance. I can't remember if I talked about that in this vlog yet or not. I probably have, because I feel like I started it in this vlog. It's good so far. It's kind of like fan servicey, almost in a way, because the main couple gets together in the first book, and this is the follow-up, and basically just showing their like current relationship trials and tribulations, which is good. It's a little sad, honestly, because I think one of the main conflicts is that one of our characters is dealing with depression and trying to figure out how to talk to his partner about it. And there's also aspects of like coming out in the professional sports world. That's what that one is. I want to make more progress on that, hopefully evening, but we will see. And that was those sprints, and that was pretty much all I did on Saturday, I think. And then yesterday was Sunday, so I wanted to read in the morning, but I didn't end up doing that. But I did get some reading in during work because my first flight was delayed and I had like an hour sit in between flights. So I managed to read almost 200 pages yesterday, and I did track my time, and that's how I've gotten down to 11 hours. So the first chunk of that was from All's Well by Mona Awad. This is a horror, thriller, feminist, lit fic. I don't really know how to categorize it, but we're basically following this main character who has chronic pain, and in this book she meets these three like mysterious men who basically give her these magic powers to transfer her pain to other people. So she starts feeling better and everyone around her starts feeling really worse. She's also an unreliable narrator because she takes a lot of drugs. She's an alcoholic. There's a lot of elements going on in this book. It's definitely gripping so far. I did manage to read 163 pages yesterday, I believe. That probably took me like 2.5 hours maybe. So that was good. And then I also did start The Secret Lives of Country Gentlemen yesterday. That's a male-male Regency romance, and in it our main character has a little bit of a like anonymous week-long fling with our love interest at the beginning of the book, but then they kind of part on non-amicable terms, and later on they I think are going to meet up. They haven't yet. I'm only at page 46, but it's good so far. I believe it's by KJ Charles, and I've read them before and really like their work, so I think that this one will be fun. It has to be returned to the library though in 2 days, so I might actually focus on this one tonight just because I own The Long Game and it's not going anywhere. So yeah, that's what's been happening with me. So tonight I have a couple flights. One of them is longer, so I should be able to get some reading in, hopefully during my breaks and downtime. I will let you know how long I read for. I've been pretty good about tracking, so it should be accurate the time that I'm at. I can't believe I'm only halfway through this challenge though, and I am like more than halfway through the week. I've been filming this for like over 5 days now, so I really need to get cracking, but hopefully tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday I should be able to fit it all in because Wednesday I have the day off, and I actually don't work again until Thursday evening, so I have Thursday morning as well. If nothing else, hopefully this week we'll finish this challenge. I really thought that I would be able to get through these hours quicker, but they're just really slugging by, so hopefully I can make some more progress, but I will keep you updated, of course. Morning. It is Tuesday and I am in a hotel room in Orange County, California. The van to go to the airport leaves at 11:15 a.m. and it's like 8 a.m. right now, so I don't have to start getting ready until 10:15, 10:30, so I have almost 2.5 hours to read, and that's what I'm gonna do because I'm tired and I don't feel like getting out of bed. So it works out. I have 11 hours, 26 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. We're gonna make some progress. Maybe I can get down to 9 hours before I have to go to work. I have my Starbucks. I just went downstairs and got this. I got a cinnamon dolce latte because that's what I was feeling this morning, with an extra shot, of course. And I think I'm gonna read The Secret Lives of Country Gentlemen. I think I mentioned yesterday that I had gotten into that. I really did not do very much reading yesterday. After I updated you, I spent my time talking to my coworkers and trying not to fall asleep because I was very tired. So I think I only read for maybe like 20 minutes or something. Like, I did not read very much. Hopefully today will be different. I have another long flight today. I'm just going from Orange County straight back to Newark, where I'm based, so we'll probably have some downtime during that flight to read. We'll see. I will, of course, keep the timer going though if I do read, because every second counts with this challenge, because I can't believe it's taking me so long. I've read a ton though, which is awesome, but yeah, so let's get reading. Oh, this is so good. It's so warm. It feels so good. All right, enough chit chat. Let's read. Hello. I think it's been over a week since I updated this vlog, which is stupid. And you might say, well, did you fail the challenge? No, I did not. I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't been tracking my time as I'm reading these past couple of days. I do remember how much time I had left when I stopped updating this vlog, so we're gonna continue on from that point. You know, like, we're just gonna set the clock and do it that way. So since I last talked to you, I have done quite a bit. So I finished The Secret Lives of Country Gentlemen by KJ Charles. It was a super cute Regency romance. I gave it 4 stars. I liked it quite a bit. It wasn't like a new favorite, didn't blow me out of the water. I thought it was a little bit slow in parts. It took a little bit longer than I would have liked for the romance to like get going, but once it got going, it was good. And it was super cute and super sweet, and I did really like it. And then after that, I had another book that was going to be returned to the library pretty soon, and that was Chef's Kiss by TJ Alexander. I had this on audio. I also own a physical copy, but I don't know where it is right now. It's probably in my mess of a room that we're not going to talk about. I listened to that one as well. That audiobook was like 9 hours or something. I listened to the entire thing in one day on like 2.8 speed, 3.0 speed, something like that. I was like following along in the book. So I read that entire book. It was under 300 pages. I think it was like 280, or maybe it was like 307. I don't know. It was like 300 pages. And I read it in, I don't know, like 3 hours, something like that. I finished 2 more books since I last spoke to you. I kind of forgot to stop the timer when I was done listening to Chef's Kiss, not gonna lie, but I'm pretty sure it was like nearly exactly on the 3-hour mark. So we're gonna say that I have 3 hours left, and that's how we're gonna complete this vlog. I think I probably talked about the reading sprints with the roomies, and I did ended up reading The Long Game. I've read more of The Long Game that I didn't track, so I'm currently 55% of the way through The Long Game. So I think that that's how I'm going to finish out this vlog. I think I have two and a half hours left of that, at least according to Kindle, but sometimes that like thinks I read faster than I do, so it might actually be 3 hours that it's gonna take me to read that. We'll see how that all plays out. I don't know. Yeah, that's the update, and I'm going to finish this vlog today. 3 hours is nothing. It's the early afternoon. It's like 3 o'clock right now, so I can literally finish this before dinner if I want to. Will I do that? Who knows, but I'm so bad. Get it together, Jess. Get it together. Okay, that's, I think the first order of business is going to be finishing The Long Game. I'll update you once I'm finished, and we'll do like a final wrap up, and I'll let you know how much I actually read within 23 hours, even though it was a little split up. I'm literally so close to the end of the book, and my fucking iPad just died. It just died. Oh my god, I can't believe it died on me. I mean, I can. It was like at 20% when I freaking started reading, and I had like 2 hours left in my book, so I knew it was gonna die, but I was so close to the end. It couldn't have just lasted for 15 more minutes. Hello. So, after I filmed those last clips, my iPad died, and it was literally right at the end of the book, like at the conclusion when they're about to get married, like all that shit. So I was like dying because I was just sitting there grinning like a loon at my iPad, and then it dies. To be fair, I was expecting it when I started filming the clips. It was at 20%. It still was so brutal though, because I was like, you couldn't have waited like 15 more minutes. That's literally all I have left in the book. It says I have 17 minutes left, and I think I've been reading a little bit quicker than it was predicting because I still have 49 minutes and 44 seconds. I guess I'm gonna have to like start another book in this vlog, which is not very satisfying, but that's okay because we love reading. But first I'm gonna finish this up now that my iPad is finally alive again, so that's the plan. Okay, so I actually only had 8 minutes left in the book. I'm at 41:08 now. There was like a chapter of another book at the end of it, so I finished quicker than I thought I was going to. It was really good. It was really cute. I'm gonna talk more about it in another vlog, so I don't really want to go in depth into my thoughts here, but I do think that I'm gonna give it 4 stars because I did love it, but it was kind of fan servicey. It was low on conflict and plot, so some parts of it just felt slow to me, but I loved it overall. So yeah, that's my basic thoughts, but I did like it. But now I have to pick another book, and I'm not actually sure what I want to dive into for these last 41 minutes, so I'm gonna think about it for a sec and then I'll be back. It is almost midnight the same day, because I'm very good at wasting time. But I still have 41 minutes and 8 seconds left to read. So, let's finish this fucking vlog. For a different vlog, I ended up deciding to read The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward, which is like a haunted house, ghosty, psychological thriller, I believe. Thriller horror book. So that's what I'm gonna start with my last 40 minutes, and I'm gonna try and get a jump start on what I need to read for tomorrow. So let's just finish this vlog, because I feel like I'm losing my mind because this is just so ridiculous. I've been filming this for so long. Ideally, this should have only taken me like 2 days to film, but it's taken me like 2 weeks, so that's great. Let's get it over with so I can move on with my life. Okay, I did it. I read for 23 hours timed, and I read a shit ton throughout that time. Even though it took me like 2.5 weeks, I read a lot. I don't have the brain power, the mental capacity to add up everything that I read in this moment, but I did read The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward for the last 40 minutes of this challenge, and I managed to read 50 pages, so I think that's pretty good. This book will also be included in another vlog. This vlog I feel like was just mostly to see like how much I could actually read in 23 hours if I like put my mind to it, if I was like actually reading for the 23 hours, because I had never done like a timed reading vlog before, like even my like 24-hour readathons. Like I don't read for 24 hours. So it definitely was interesting to see like what I could actually get done when I put my mind to it. But I'll be back tomorrow, or potentially the day after, because I do have to work tomorrow, with like a full wrap up, and we can talk about like everything that I did read, how much I actually read in terms of like pages, and like pages, we can talk about like how fast I read, those kinds of things. So that is what will happen in the wrap up, but the wrap up is not going to happen right this minute. I'm going to go to sleep. So I will talk to you very soon. Hello friends, so it is time to finally wrap up this vlog. This is such a long time coming. I did not expect this vlog to take so long to film, but I think it's gonna be fun, so I'm excited about it anyway. And I just wanted to share like a quick wrap up with you. And I feel like I kind of fell off on updating at the end, so we're gonna take a look at my final page count, all the books that I read. I will wrap up my thoughts and feelings about this experience. Okay, to start off, I did manage to finish 7 total books within this vlog. Didn't read the entirety of all 7 in this vlog, but I did complete 7, which is fantastic. Started off the vlog and I read 82 pages of Island Time by Georgia Clark. This was an adult contemporary romance chick lit rom-com type of thing that I ended up rating 2 stars. Then I read 62 pages of The Chandler Legacies by Abdi Nazemian. This was a YA dark academia kind of contemporary boarding school found family type of story. I enjoyed this one, gave it 3.5 stars. Next I read the entirety of YN by Esther Yee. I gave this book 1 star. I did not like this one at all, but this one was 204 pages, so we can add that to my page count. Hold on one second. I feel like I forgot to add a book in here. After YN, I did read, I think, about 92 pages of Infamous by Lex Croucher. I was like 75% of the way through the audiobook for that one, and I finished that one. That was a sapphic Regency romance. Very cute. I think I gave that one 4 stars. Then what I had forgotten to add was I did read like 162 pages of All's Well by Mona Awad, which is like a creepy thriller, feminist, lit fic, horror, uncategorizable kind of story. It was really good though. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. I didn't like finish it in this vlog. I only read the first chunk of it, and then I don't think I was timing when I finished it, so I'm not counting the rest of it, but I definitely timed 163 pages of it according to my vlog update. But then I did read the entirety of The Secret Lives of Country Gentlemen by KJ Charles. This was a male-male Regency romance. Super cute. I think I gave that one 4 stars. That was 353 pages. Then I also read the entirety of Chef's Kiss by TJ Alexander. This one was 308 pages. This was a cute romance. It's a queer romance between a non-binary character and a female character, and they work together in this kind of like a social media kitchen type of vibe, like mythical kitchen kind of. So that was cute. I gave it 3.5 stars because I did have some issues in it. I wrote a pretty comprehensive review on Goodreads if you're interested. My Goodreads is always linked down below. Then I read 390 pages of The Long Game by Rachel Reed. I finished that within the confines of this vlog. vlog, but there was a chunk in the middle that I didn't track, but I did time myself reading 390 pages of it. Sorry this is so complicated. It's because I kind of like took a break like in the middle of last week when I was like keeping track of my time. I just like forgot to time myself when I was reading, so I was like, oh well, but then I ended up finishing it, so it's good. So if you've been keeping track, that is a total of 1,654 pages read, which is incredible. Hopefully I did my math correct, but it's something like that. And I did calculate how many minutes are in 23 hours, and it is 1,380 minutes. So I read more than a page a minute, which is pretty awesome. So I got a lot of pages in, I got a lot of books read. So this challenge definitely helped me read a lot more than I probably would have otherwise, or at least like made me realize like how much time I truly have in the day to read, because I really could have finished this challenge earlier, but honestly I'm lazy. But I definitely got so much read, so I'm very happy with that result. This was definitely a fun challenge. I'd be willing to do it again. I kind of want to do like a full 24 hours and see how much I can get read in 24 hours, or do like a 24 and 48 kind of situation type of deal. I think that would be interesting as well, and would be less stressful for me because it would only be 48 hours. Then I'd be done. Yeah, so I had a great time doing this. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I thought this was a super fun vlog, and let me know if you would like to see similar things down in the comments below. Support my channel for free. You can like this video or subscribe to my channel. I appreciate that. If not, I appreciate you just being here and watching. If you are interested in any of the books I read in this vlog, I will have them linked in the description down below. I get a tiny little commission if you buy through my Amazon links, so it helps out the channel, but of course, no pressure, no extra cost to you. If you want to follow me on social media, my Instagram, Goodreads, TikTok, I think is linked in the description down below. Feel free to follow me on those platforms. And I think that is all for me today. So thank you so much for watching this video and being here. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.